We are here today at Slamdance Film Festival. So super excited. In my very first interview here, Boyce is here today. Super excited. He has a beautiful film called Blocked Together, played on February 21st, which is AKA today. Let's start off with the obvious question. You're an amateur filmmaker, and you use that title, not myself by the way. You said amateur filmmaker. So, as an amateur filmmaker, tell me one thing that you think you're qualified to teach someone at this point.
I mean, it really depends, because obviously a lot of filmmakers like at my age and trying to break into the industry don't have the backing or the budget or the people that believe in them to get their work ahead. So it's really as much of a budget thing, it's also a confidence thing, I think.
Yes.
It's the confidence to put your work out there and to believe that you can actually get into these festivals, which I definitely did not believe 2 years ago. So yeah, obviously Slamdance is an incredible festival. First time in LA as well, so it's been incredible to properly see what people have to offer, what LA has to offer.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just sheer confidence and just believing that I actually might just have a shot at getting into one of these festivals. I think it's definitely a mental battle in terms of creating films. And yeah, like I said, I'm an amateur filmmaker, but now I'm starting to definitely see this as a professional thing, because this is a professional festival. And
absolutely.
It's insane to think that we've got this far, and insane to think how far we'll go after this, definitely.
Yeah. One of the things that we talk about as filmmakers all the time is developing a film festival strategy.
Sure.
So when you sat down and did this film and thought about it, what led you to come to Slamdance in particular, or to submit here?
Yeah, so we were a super guerrilla production team. We had a team of 5 people with this in the rural English countryside. My cinematographer, Casper Mayers, was a brilliant collaborator on this because he helped me with camera and having access to a camera, which is perfect.
Yeah.
My 2 stars of our films, Simas Breslatis and Tom Hare, are brilliant local actors that I knew for a number of years and collaborated with. And then also my brilliant AD, Finley Golek, and my second AD, James Mack, which is just incredible. And yeah, we just decided to band together as a ragtag group of independent filmmakers one time and just see what we could create with what we had, which was incredible just to think that we sat down and we thought, okay, we don't have a budget, we don't have anyone believing us, we don't have a backing or anything, any connections. What can we do? Well, a lot of filmmakers, try to make a 10-minute short film, a 20-minute short film. They have a budget. We don't have a budget. So what we did was we spend a lot of time and spend as much time on our film as many people with such a 20-minute short film would. But we condensed, so we spent about 6 months working on it in pre-production and then shooting. Normally for a budget of 10 grand, or I'm not entirely sure how much that is in dollars, probably 10.5 grand.
Yeah.
Normally for that amount of budget that a professional filmmaker is filming with,
yeah,
you would shoot for about a year in terms of to get a film properly professional and good enough quality. And that would take a year. You would use that year. We wanted to use that amount of time, but just on a couple of minutes of footage, because we don't have a budget. But what we can do is we can take the time and dedication that so many professional big budget filmmakers spend on their films and condense it into a tiny couple minutes of footage, and then that drastically increases the quality of what we could create, which I think is a brilliant asset. And that's what we were going into, to refer to your question about going into festivals. We were definitely trying to do as much as we possibly could with as little as we had.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Now, I've been noticing you because most journalists creep on you, obviously, when we're looking at things. And one of the things that I did notice is how many times you've traveled to various film festivals internationally, not so much here in the States. And that's the reason I asked that question. I'm when you went to these, what were you taking from that helped you with your experience to come here to the States?
Oh, yeah. So, it's a cultural thing, is film, and there's different cultures that use film in different ways and different festivals. So I was just like blown away with like how both the similarities and the differences. Because in the UK, we get a lot of kind of networking opportunities with film festivals. We get a lot of kind of opportunities to showcase our work.
Yeah.
But it's never got the reception or like the grandiose that a lot of US-based festivals have. And it's so interesting to see how seriously people take like the films that you can create here in the States. It's just like, it really feels like you matter in terms of a festival.
Oh, sure.
You don't feel like a filmmaker. You feel like the filmmaker, like in the festival, which is incredible.
I getcha.
So I mean, to answer your question, like London-based festivals are brilliant, but they're also drastically different in terms of the social side and networking. I think definitely because so many people are so friendly here. It's so cool. Yeah, no, you really do, and it's just like great to expand my network. While I've been here, my network's probably doubled in terms of like what
I'm sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the social side is definitely different, but the way people think about films, the way people use films, are also kind of similar. I think.
Yeah. You think so?
I think so. Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know how much time you've spent in Europe or UK possibly, but we have the British Film Institute, the BFI, who I've done a couple of collaborations with in the past. Who like really champion young emerging filmmakers, but you never feel like you could do something like this, like you could go to LA. It's very kind of like community based in terms of the social side, and you have quite a small social bubble.
Sure.
When you're making films in the UK, but it's massive here. It's a massive like snowstorm of networks and different people looking to collaborate around every corner. Really.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
And during the short time that you have been doing this, I know you also participated in a 36-hour film challenge.
I did.
I'm a huge fan of those film challenges because you learn so much, right? Because you're
do,
totally
you
stressed.
really do.
Oh my God, 36 hours.
Oh my God.
So, what is the biggest difference in your mind between doing the film challenge and actually being on your own set?
Ooh, so yeah, I mean like the 36-hour film challenge that I recently did. It was so interesting because I'd never worked with any of the people I did the challenge with. That was part of it really. It was a kind of icebreaker in this society that I was part of. And it's just really interesting to see how people worked under pressure as well, and how when you have that stress that it's like looming over you, no matter what happens, in 36 hours you are going to either have a film or you're not going to have a film.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want to be as cutthroat as possible because you want to make sure you're actually going to have a film, but you also you need to let your film breathe. You need to definitely be a human being as well as a filmmaker in those sets. So I definitely learned the fine line between, okay guys, let's try to be a human and try to enjoy this, but also we have 36 hours. So it's a difficult balance between being committed to like the film and also committed to the people you're working with as well.
Oh, you bet.
Because it's a feat. It's a physical endurance test to do that. I mean, like I don't remember sleeping during that time.
But it's exhilarating though,
it's
right? Because you're like, oh my God, we're gonna have this wonderful project at the end.
If filmmaking's just like kind of belay rope climbing, this is definitely the free climbing stuff without any ropes or any safety harnesses.
Yes.
This is the extreme sports of filmmaking. Yeah,
Okay.
and you reveal what kind of person you are when you're doing challenges like that, which I'd absolutely recommend like everyone does.
Oh my
At
gosh.
least once in their lives.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
you have to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you haven't really lived until you've done every aspect of the filmmaking side of things. The acting, the directing, the writing, the whole bit. I know that you also do acting and writing.
Yeah.
So on the acting side of things, I want to ask you, if I were to sit in the room with you and say, okay, you can only do one thing the rest of your life, I feel like it would be directing and not acting.
Yeah, it would be.
You think?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I started off with the Theatre Royal in the UK.
Yeah.
I was a theatre kid. I was acting in a lot of plays, a lot of stage plays, a lot of kind of drama-based performances, and that definitely helped me because it helped me to learn what an actor is and how actors work in relation to filmmaking. But yeah, I've definitely been more successful, I think, behind the camera. But yeah, I'm open to a bit of acting when I can, when opportunity allows.
Look at that.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's yeah.
Huh. So now a question, because I asked another UK filmmaker the same thing. So if you could only have one, I think they have this thing called the BAFTAs over by you.
Yes.
And then we have the Oscars over here. So in a perfect world, and Noah gets to that place, which one are we wanting?
Oh god. Yeah. Let me think about that. Jesus. So I mean, the Oscars. Yeah, the Oscars are brilliant. Like they're so grand. Like I said. I mean, you guys are so grand here. I keep saying that because you guys you take this really seriously, and you feel very valued as a filmmaker here in the States. But yeah, the BAFTAs are nice. I suppose there's some more familiar faces for me in the BAFTAs and stuff, and there's definitely a lot of community with the BAFTAs, and also BAFTAs do help out a lot with kind of film grants and promoting emerging filmmakers' works. There's like the BAFTA shortlist and a lot of BAFTA breakouts of emerging filmmakers, which I love. I think it's a brilliant idea. And I do wish the Oscars did a bit more of that, I think.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I might have to, as an emerging filmmaker, I'd have to lean more towards the BAFTAs.
Of course.
But the Oscars are brilliant.
Yeah, I know, right? Now on the writing side of things, I know at one point in time you had actually been in Ghana and helped to teach creative writing. So I have to ask a question about this. So when we are teaching, and I've taught creative writing too, one of the biggest things that I try to impose upon students is, to me, the written word is like magic, because you can do lots of things like inspire or educate or entertain. When you took this on, what was most important in terms of fundamental teaching for people that are trying to learn how to create?
Oh, yeah, that's such a great question, because you can't really teach creativity, can you? You can teach people how to use their creativity. Like you can't teach someone to walk necessarily, but you can teach someone to use their legs.
Sure.
Like, use what they already have. So yeah, I was working. It was a brilliant initiative that I was working with the GBI, like a name dropping.
Yes.
Are a brilliant NGO that work with local schools and stuff.
Sure.
So, gravitated towards, and I obviously taught creative writing because creative arts is what I know, and it was really interesting seeing how everyone creates a tiny bit differently, but everyone has creativity inside them.
Sure.
Sometimes that's repressed by curriculums and schools and education. You're taught to create a certain way, a certain type of film with mainstream films, and just ways of step-by-step ways of creating things, which I would like to scrunch up into a little ball and lob over to that window, because you can't teach it, and you can teach people who they are and about who they are and how to use who they are to put something into the world, which is what I think creativity is. And I think it's just everyone's different in terms of creating. Everyone has a different perspective on the world.
Sure.
It's teaching you to take that perspective and express that, embody that, and put it out into the world. Which is why I love film. It's brilliant. In terms of it's the purest form of just expression and expressing your own worldview. Creative writing, teaching creative writing is so interesting to see children or young adults find out that they can create things, that they do have a perspective on that world, that they can manifest. So it's been incredible just to see people create for the first time necessarily.
And things that they never thought of before, or just
Exactly.
these stories that come to them and they just get so excited and they're like, I created something,
Everyone can
That's
do it.
so
Everyone
awesome.
can do it.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
the ability to create is one of the things I think that separates us as a species. Really. We can create so many incredible things, and it's what sets us apart. It's what's led to humanity being what it is.
Artisans are fabulous, especially us writers, directors, etc. Speaking of creative things, you are the writer and director, of course, of Black Together. So, some questions relative to this. I want to start off by asking, why 1 minute? Because it's very hard, I've found, to really make a point, which you managed to do and very eloquently, in such a short span. So why that selection?
Yeah, so obviously we're a very guerrilla team and we're very kind of low budget.
Yeah.
So we have a tiny little production team, and we have made like 10-minute short films in the past.
Yeah.
And kind of like narrative shorts in the past, where we'd spend like 6 months working on a film, putting our hearts and souls into this thing to try and get it up to scratch with all the other films, and trying to get it to compete at major festivals. And it was, some of them were pretty good, but others just wouldn't work. So we thought, okay, we've got the drive, we've got the commitment. It's probably one of the only things we have. We don't have a budget or connections. So what if we took a year's worth of prep, or 6 months worth of prep in this case, and dedication and like commitment, and instead didn't use 10 minutes of film to say what we wanted to say, but put it all into 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
That 1 minute would be better than like any of the 10-minute films that we could possibly create, because you can spend so much more time on it and really iron out all the details. And it's just such a small little package that you can, it's very easy for people to watch as well.
Sure.
Not everyone wants to watch a like 30-minute short film or like a 1 hour narrative feature.
Yes.
So you've got this little pocket of you and like your film like style that you can just take and lob at people and then watch it essentially.
Yes.
So it's just like the perfect way to encapsulate your style and what you want to be as a filmmaker in such a short space of time. And Slamdance has been so accommodating with that. Like this is the first time that they're running the 60 category. So with the first cohort, and I really hope they run it again because it's an incredible category.
Oh, sure.
And it allows so much accessibility for people who don't have a budget or don't have the ability to create
Right.
films that a lot of professional budget filmmakers can. So it's just an ability to wrap what you want to say into a tiny little package and have it, shown in massive venues.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to give away too much for those that have not seen it as of yet, but I do want to talk about the way in which it is shot. So for those that will see it, and I'll walk around this clearly black together, has some incredibly different visual styles in it. So my question to you is more a filmmaker teaching question for others. When you are looking to visually enhance a film and using effects and other things, for you purposely, how did you keep it budget conscious? And moreover, did you teach yourself that, or did someone come on board who actually knew the specifics of creating visual changes?
Ooh, I sometimes ask myself, like, if I had a mentor, like, who taught me everything, like, who was there, who had done this all before, to teach me, would my films be any different? Because I learned what I learned from I learned it from just, trying it, failing it, learning a bit, trying again, failing, and repeat. And I did that for so many years on my own, just with a tiny little camera, failing, constantly and learning, and then getting to the point where I got this style and I know what I'm doing. So with your question about did anyone come on? No, I did not have anyone. I just had to constantly fail again and again to teach myself how to learn. And I had to, the editing style is in the style of an artist that I really like, David Hockney.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So he does a lot of photography stuff, which are collages of kind of photos that are stitched together to cause one big image.
Okay.
And I was looking at those just off the blue one day, and I was thinking, what if we could create a film like that? I hadn't found too many filmmakers who had done that before, and obviously you're looking for originality, something that your niche that no one else has done. So I thought, okay, well, I can make a film like that. I might be able to get away with making a film like that on the budget I have, and just did a lot of trial and error to try and get that style right and try and find a way to properly do it. And eventually, after editing on my tiny little MacBook and short-circuiting the thing and having it overheat and shut down about 10 times, I finally figured out how to do that style on some really, really kind of low-maintenance editing software that was just all free. I managed to get the style together, managed to create a believable style, And yeah, it just worked. And I did that through sheer failing, the art of failing, I think.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Now,
please fail.
I was just going to touch on that.
Yeah, please fail. Go out and fail, please.
Because look where you end up when you fail that much. He's sitting here at Slamdance in LA, so that says something right there. Now, I would say, if you ask me, the movie Black Together has everything to do with two people, or I should say, two souls in two different places that are finding a way to reconnect. Painful for both, and very disconnected to some extent. But I'm not the creator. So what does Black Together mean to you?
I mean, like, yeah, it was so many different things. It was constantly changing. But I really want to explore the theme of isolation and loneliness.
Yes.
And, you know, the opposite to, you know, connection in loneliness. I don't like to get too caught up in, like, you know, the metaphysical side of this, so I'll try and keep it short, but just the feeling of, you know, not being able to connect with someone and being able to like connect with someone different, I think is the emotions that I was trying to create. Because
sure.
It's about grief and it's about loss, and it's about what you do after loss, after grief, and like whether there is any hope after that point. Yeah, I mean it's yeah. I see like what I'm trying to do as emotion, purely emotion motivated. I feel film is a language of emotions, really.
Oh yeah.
It's you can take the most raw human emotions and just chuck them at the audience, and yeah, have them connect to it.
Absolutely.
Because yeah, emotions of loneliness and loss and isolation are definitely like, and how they intertwine, how they connect as well, is definitely what we were trying to create. But it's up to interpretation as well, in terms of how you feel about it.
Yeah, it's very experimental.
Yeah.
So people can watch it and have 50 different definitions of it, which is the nice part about that, of course. Yeah. And you filmed it in the UK, so it doesn't look like the United States, which is very, very awesome. You did it very budget conscious because you knew the people's location, meaning you were related to the individuals with the location that you used. Another budget-friendly idea, I might say. And so it's fabulous and phenomenal. And not only that, you took a minute, and most of the time I'd be more critical and be like, a minute. But from start to finish, you use every single second of it, which is absolutely wonderful. So my next question to you is, well, what's up next now, Noah? What's going on now? What's after this?
Oh, so with Block Together, we've submitted to a couple of festivals now, and it's been pretty well received, which has been brilliant. It's actually had its first like world premiere in where I'm living currently, in Brighton, in the UK.
Nice.
So that was brilliant because that was like a local talent festival which I submitted to and got selected for.
Oh,
so I
nice.
got to have that was nice. I got to have the little premiere in my home.
Yeah.
In my home kind of backyard, really, which is really nice.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So we're taking it around. Like you said, it's now international now.
Yes.
We're hoping to get into a couple more festivals, submit to a couple more, and we'll see where we go from there. Eventually, hopefully this time next year, we'll make it available online as well, and just get some exposure via that means as well. And,
very nice.
Yeah, see where we go from there. I'm open to wherever this incredible stream of an industry takes me, to be honest.
Oh, that's lovely. My gosh. And this was, of course, the US premiere. I don't want to forget to mention that. We have a US premiere here, of course. So stay tuned on where it's going to be next. Are you going to be shooting anything else this year?
Yes, so we're currently working, now that we know that we're capable of creating like a film that's worthy of like festivals like this on such a small budget, we're now hoping to expand that to about a 10-12 minute short film. So we've got a project which is underway currently in pre-production, which is called The 6 Seconds. We're currently crowdfunding for that.
Nice.
And it's about similar themes of loss and loneliness and isolation, but also about time and like how we use time as well. We'll see where we go from there. It's definitely going to be an ambitious project, and it's definitely it's more than we can chew. Again, we bite off more than we can chew a lot, but we also punch way above our weight, I think. It's been brilliant to work with the people I've worked with. Obviously, to name drop my cinematographer Casper Mayers, who's been absolutely incredible on this project. He's been incredible with camera and just helping me with the creation of the project. So committed. And he's so young as well. He's an emerging filmmaker, which is perfect. Tom Hare, Finley Golek, James Mack, Simus Prestatus are just an incredible team, and hopefully we're bringing them back 4 to 6 seconds.
Sure.
And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. We can keep some more people.
Oh, nice. And maybe a mistake or two. Because
Maybe
remember,
a
it's
mistake
okay
or
to make
two.
mistakes. We covered that.
Absolutely,
That's
yes.
awesome. Now this gentleman, Noah, last name is Boyce, and I found you on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Anywhere else?
Those are the main ones, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
mean, yeah.
That's the 3 main places to find him. The name again of the film is called Black Together. Please watch him. Please follow his work. Please support him. Support him in the UK. Support him in the United States. Thank you so much. Noah.
Thank you so much, Cindy. This has been incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can cut that.